It's 2026 and there's lots of new makeup on the way. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Carmel, and in today's video we are kicking off 2026 with an episode of Buy or Buy, where I take you through some new makeup launches that are on the way and whether I think I'm going to pick them up or whether they are an easy pass. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do keep on watching. How is it 2026 already? I don't know where 2025 actually went. It literally passed me in the blink of an eye. But we had some good makeup, didn't we, in 2025? But I'm really excited for this year, like so excited. And do you know what? We're just going to kick off straight away because I've actually got so many new makeup launches to talk to you about. Some are already out and some are on the way. So we're going to start off with, well, it's a product, it's a reformulation, okay? So it's technically not a new product. It's the new reformulation of the Armani Luminous Silk. It's got the beauty world up in arms. Here's the original. It's a little bit battered and bruised, and honestly, I never really liked this, despite the fact that I have literally used the whole bottle of it. Yeah, because it's so expensive. That's why I used up the whole bottle. But honestly, I know I upset people when I say this, but I never really got the hype with the original Armani Luminous Silk. However, they have gone and reformulated it. Now, if you have not been aware of this reformulation and this is news to your ears, I would be very, very surprised because everybody's talking about it. Because the Armani Luminous Silk is such a holy grail for so many people. Not me, but for a lot of other people. I think it's primarily down to certain ingredients that are permitted in Europe. It's always Europe, isn't it? Always Europe. They have added some extra ingredients, and I know you can guess which ingredient they've added to this because it's the ingredient that every single brand added to every single product in 2025. It's niacinamide, obviously it's niacinamide, of course it is. If I'm honest, I was excited when I saw that they'd reformulated it because it meant that I might have a chance of liking it. But then when I saw that there was niacinamide in there, I knew that that could be tricky because let's be real here. So many people have an intolerance or a sensitivity or just don't get along with that ingredient, which baffles me as to why they put it into everything. Anyway, so I've decided to give it a go anyway, and I do have the reformulation here. So it's now available in 44 shades, 26 existing shades, plus 18 new shades, and it's developed with true to skin tones and new pigment precision technology for your closest match yet. So provides a medium coverage to blur the pores, smooth imperfections, and it's now enriched with niacinamide, glycerin, Mediterranean flower extract. That sounds so fancy. And it claims to provide 24 hours of wear. It claims to be suitable for all skin types, including sensitive, acne-prone and oily skin. So here's the thing, right? I used to have 5.75. Well, I do have in the original 5.75, but it's always been a little bit too golden for me, a little bit too peachy. So I'm neutral. I'm a neutral olive. So anyway, I decided to pick shade 5. I don't know why. I don't know what was wrong with my head that day because I actually thought that it was a neutral shade, but it turns out it's a neutral pink. Now, although I can get away with it, I look a little bit grayed out, a little bit on the sick side with it on. All right. So it's fine, but I look a little bit under the weather, okay, with this shade on. And I actually really want to do a comparison of these. So I decided to order another shade, and I actually should have ordered this shade in the first place. It's one of the new shades. It's 5.3 and it's an olive shade. So I will be, once I get that in the post, I will be comparing them side by side for you. First impressions of the new one, I don't know because I look a little bit sick with it on. I'm not 100% sure. Let me wait till I get the other shade before I make any comments on it. But yeah, it's going to upset a lot of people, this, I think. It's probably the most popular foundation on the planet, right? And so this, I think Armani are going to take a bit of a hit now because people won't even try it because of the niacinamide in there. Anyway, I will hopefully have that review out in the next week or two. So keep an eye out for that. We may as well stick to luxury makeup, and Dior have graced us with some new releases, and they have released some brand new lip glow oils and some stick bronzers. Okay, so initially I was really interested in both of these. So first of all, let's have a look at the lip oil glosses. So it's called a Lip Glow Oil Hydrating High Shine Gloss, and they retail for $42 or €42. They come in 16 shades. So there are actually 3 different finishes to these lip oils. So you can either have a juicy finish, which is a clear shine, a sparkly finish, which is a clear glittery shine, or a glaze finish, which is an intense coverage shine. I have ordered one of these because I had to. Yeah, I ordered one of the glaze finishes, and I actually ordered the shade Latte because I love it. Yeah, that's a shade 081, so that should be with me in the next couple of days. I'm very excited. I am not the biggest lip gloss fan, but I love a glossy lip that feels like an oil, that feels hydrated. So I'm very excited to receive that. Now, the other thing that was released was the bronzing sticks. So the bronzer is the Forever Skin Bronzing Balm Stick. So it is a natural skin finish. It has an ultra melting balm texture that enhances the complexion with a natural buildable sun-kissed effect, long wearing, providing hydration, leaving the skin radiant and smooth. And I can only imagine that it has the same kind of consistency as the Dior foundation stick, so I'm sure it will be absolutely lovely. However, just having a look at the shade range, so it's available in 6 shades, and I don't know whether it's in my little head. Do those shades look really, really warm to you? I don't know whether it's just the pictures. I know what you're going to say. Carmel, they're bronzers. They're supposed to be warm. And I know that. But I think there's a fine line between a gentle amount of warmth and looking orange. And I don't know about these. I don't know if I'm willing to take that chance, if I'm completely honest. I might just wait for some reviews, because if people are saying that they're really, really warm, I'm not even bothering, because $52 reviews is a lot of money to be wasting on a bronzer that you can't use. I don't think I can deal with a super orange bronzer that's cost me that much money. I would really struggle with that. So just taking a little look at some new MAC launches. Well, one in particular that I want to talk about. So MAC is launching a new Powder Kiss Hazy matte lipstick, and this is going to be coming up in the next few months. So the formula claims to be neither glossy nor matte, but light and gently tinted like the afterglow of a kiss. I would imagine that these are coming out in 24 shades, and these are going to be a reformulation of the original Powder Kiss, because looking at the reformulations thus far, they've reformulated every finish, but they haven't really touched the Powder Kiss yet. So I'm thinking that these are going to replace the current Powder Kiss. Now, you all know that I'm a big MAC lipstick fan, but I was never really a fan of the Powder Kiss range, and I don't know why. I don't know, but that was years ago. I haven't tried one for years, literal years. I will definitely be picking up a few shades of these. So there's a few really familiar shades in here. So for example, Mull It Over, they have Dubonnet Buzz, Devoted to Chili, Ruby New. Is that going to be a different version of Ruby Woo? And when I looked at the models and their lips and the finish on the lips, the look was very blurred, like a very soft, blurred matte finish. It was very, very pretty. Yeah, I will definitely pick up a few shades of those, of course. So Huda Beauty have reformulated their Easy Bake pressed powder. I never got the original, but I did see Huda talking on Instagram, and she was basically saying that there was a few different reasons why they reformulated the pressed version. I think primarily because people didn't think it was a pressed version of her loose powder. And I do think there have been changes in legislation and restrictions in certain areas of the world where they have to change the ingredients. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of reformulations, which must cost brands an absolute fortune. But anyway, I wasn't really interested in the original pressed powder, and I think it's because maybe the feedback wasn't that exciting. But I am definitely going to pick this up. So this claims to be a pressed rendition of the iconic loose powder we all know and love. It has a lightweight formula which forms a velvety veil over the skin and controls excess shine. So it's non-comedogenic, it's talcum fragrance free, 12-hour shine, superfine powder and non-caking. So there are 8 shades to choose from, and the shade that is recommended for my skin tone for light to medium with neutral warm undertones is Peach Cupcake. So that's the one that I'm going to get. And do you know what? I'm not usually that excited about powders. However, I have been kind of trying to move back into using some really hydrated and glowy foundations. I'm just in that, well, it's that time of year when my skin is particularly dehydrated. It's actually not too bad right now, but I've been using much glowier foundations. And one foundation that I've just repurchased is this one. It's the Chanel Le Beige. This is my, I'd say, 3rd bottle of this, but I've not bought it in a few years. But it's definitely a foundation that I feel like I do need to powder. So I'm definitely on the hunt for a nice pressed powder to use with it. So that's kind of my motivation for purchasing it. But it's not actually available for purchase yet, but it's retailing, well, I'm on the UK website here, it's £32, so probably about €36, I would imagine. But yeah, I will definitely be getting the new Huda powder. I really hope it's as good as her loose powder, because that is phenomenal. Here's a makeup product I want to talk to you about. So NYX have recently released a new foundation. Now, it's called the NYX Make and Wonder Soft Matte Buildable Foundation. So I've spoken about this recently. I am really going to avoid buying foundations that I don't think I will like or will suit my skin type. So I've got dry skin. And not only that, my preference is not matte. I don't really like matte foundations. However, I have been known to fall in love with semi-matte foundations, for example, the Maybelline Luminous. And so I'm not going to lie, I have been taking peeks at this foundation and wondering whether it could work for me. What do you think? Or do you think I'm being crazy? Oh, well, actually, I do want to start by saying I'm amazed at the amount of shades. 45. Wow. For the drugstore, that's absolutely insane. Yeah, that is really impressive. So it retails for, it's about €16 for 30ml of product. So it claims to be a skincare infused formula which offers flawless buildable coverage that seamlessly blurs imperfections whilst feeling weightless on the skin. And that's the thing that people keep saying, that it does feel weightless. It's enriched with vitamin C, hydrating hyaluronic acid, and it's designed for all day wear, fade, sweat, transfer resistant, waterproof, and providing a natural matte finish. Yeah, I'm wondering, should I get it? I don't know. Am I being crazy? Because I've only just said in a video that I'm going to be avoiding products that I don't think will work for me. I don't know why I keep going back to this. There are some matte foundations that I'm happy to just pass by and I will not give them a second thought. But I guess it's probably because it's described as a natural matte finish, and I'm not opposed to that. I really am not. And I can always put glowy products on over the top. So tell me, first of all, have you tried this? Have you tried the new NYX foundation? If you have, what's it like? Do you think I could get on board with it? And number 2, do you want to see it? Because you know that I'm open-minded, and again, I'm not opposed to having a semi-matte finish. It could be really nice and I don't want to miss out. I'm probably going to get it, aren't I? I know. Who am I kidding? Who am I fooling? But let me know if you tried it or not, and whether you think I could get on board with this. You know I'm going to get it anyway. What is wrong with me? I stumbled over this next release by accident, and it's from L'Oreal. You know, their Hyaluron plumping lip gloss. It was in my favourites video. It was one of my favourite products of last year. Well, they have actually released a different version of that, and this is the lip stain serum. So it doesn't claim to be a plumping gloss, so it probably doesn't have that tingle to it. This claims to give instantly hydrated and nourished lips with up to 12 hours of lightweight, vibrant colour. It applies with a glossy finish and then sets to a soft blurred stain and no removal needed. I'm wondering if it's like the NYX Lip IV products that I really did enjoy. It does sound very similar. So I did order this. I did, yes, I couldn't resist. And now it's not cheap. It's not that cheap. I did get it from the L'Oreal store on Amazon, so it was a little bit cheaper, but it was still 16 euros. And I picked up the shade Nude Espresso. And yeah, it looks really nice. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be as good as the NYX. And I think it could be a great alternative for people who didn't like the plumping hyaluron lip gloss because they found it a little bit too tingly on the lips. So yeah, I'm really excited to try that. Lots of lip products coming up. Exciting. So another drugstore release that kind of just passed me by, but I don't know how many people actually know about this because I've not seen anybody talking about it. This is a new launch from Maybelline, and this is the Sculpting Stix Eyeliner 2-in-1 dual-ended eyeliner. It has the actual product on one side, so the eyeliner, and it looks just like a pencil type eyeliner with a twist up applicator. And then on the other side, you actually have a little eyeliner brush. I think that's really clever and really innovative. And it comes in some really nice shades. So you have Hazy Taupe, Mocha Contour, Smooth Espresso, and Black Blur. That looks really good. Now, this is obviously not going to give you a very striking and sharp wing like you would get with a liquid eyeliner. However, it's obviously going to give you something really soft and pretty. It's kind of like if I did do wings, I generally do it with eyeshadow. It kind of looks like that. It retails for 10 euros, and I think that's pretty good. Will it work for me? No, because I don't do wings. Okay, I don't do them. And I know what you're going to say, well, I'll pick one up, see if it works. I mean, look, I'm fairly tempted to give it a whirl, but nothing is going to take away from the fact that I don't suit winged eyeliner. I just don't suit it. You either do or you don't, and I just don't pull it off. I might get it to just have a little play around with, and I guess you're going to be getting a review from somebody who's a complete novice at eyeliner. But I have to say that I do feel like that looks like a great product if that brush is any good, but it looks really nice. And if you're just looking for something really soft, I think that looks good. Yeah, if you're interested to see if this actually works and whether someone like me can actually use it, if you want to see it, let me know. I would be happy to give it a whirl. Could be a disaster, but I'm happy to give it a go. This next product is another strange one, and it's definitely not out here everywhere. I think it's been released in certain countries in Europe, and it's from L'Oreal. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Glow Loose Powder. So it's available in 2 shades, universal and medium, and it claims to be a loose powder which is enriched with nanometric pearls and micro powders. It's an ultrafine powder which sets makeup for 24 hours without drying it out. Now it's retailing for between 15 to 20 euros. So I think at the moment it is available in France and it might be on its way over here soon. That's usually how it works. But I'm wondering now, is this going to be the reason why we haven't received the L'Oreal Blurfection powder in Europe yet? So here's the L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection. I have this only because my brother-in-law brought it to me from America. We don't have it, and I'm wondering whether it's because there are ingredients in here that are not permitted in Europe, because that seems to be the general consensus these days when it comes to products, especially products like powders. So I'm wondering, is this the alternative for Europe, the glow powder? I don't know, but this isn't glowy, is it? It's definitely a matte powder, a soft matte powder. It claims to set, illuminate and reduce the appearance of pores and fine lines. Yeah, I think I'll wait till it becomes more readily available and then I will pick that up. And I'll let you know if it has similarities to the L'Oreal Blurfection. But it looks real. I love the packaging. I think it looks absolutely lovely. And I think it's about time that the drugstore gave us some really good loose powders. I mean, we have obviously the Wet n Wild that I love. I really do like the Blurfection, but that's not available over here. I think we are lacking in that department somewhat. So I'm looking forward to giving that a go when it becomes available. Another really strange launch is from L'Oreal again, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Cushion Foundation. I think we had a sneaking suspicion that a cushion foundation was on the way. If you go back to one of my reviews earlier in the year, I reviewed a launch from L'Oreal, which was the Mugler collab, and we don't need to talk about that collab because it wasn't the best in my opinion. However, one thing that was really good from that collection was the cushion foundation. I thought it was amazing. However, what's the point in falling in love with a cushion foundation that's limited edition? So I did have a discussion with a few viewers in the comments, and people were saying, well, maybe there is a cushion foundation that's on the way, and maybe it's this. So it is an airy formula which delivers buildable medium coverage for up to 24 hours. It's transfer, waterproof and sweat proof. So it's actually a product inspired by K-Beauty innovation. And as far as I know, this is actually available in Asia at the moment, and it comes at the moment in 13 soft matte shades. From fair to deep, and it's given me some delivery dates for January and it's given me some delivery dates for July. So I don't know whether I'll be able to get my shade or not. I have seen some reviews appearing on YouTube, and they seem to be from content creators from Asia. And that's really exciting because, you know, K-Beauty, everything I've tried from K-Beauty has been amazing. So I'm sure that it's beautiful and innovative. And I really did enjoy the Tete foundation. I thought that was beautiful. I think I'm going to wait until there are more shades available and wait till it's more readily available because, you know, what's the point in reviewing something if you can't actually get your hands on it? But I'm hoping I'm going to get it for less than 23 euros. That is really pricey for a foundation. So there's a new release by Makeup by Mario. These are the Jelly Jar Lip and Cheek Balms, and these are available in 6 shades, and the shades look really, really nice. And you know, I really have a massive soft spot for blush. And these are currently available in the US for $28, and no doubt they'll be over here probably within a few weeks. I'm not sure about these. Okay, now the reason is because I can tell by looking at them what the texture is going to be like. So they look like they have kind of like a jelly, well obviously it's called jelly, but like a sticky kind of consistency. When I saw them, I immediately thought of my Fui Jelly Pots. The jelly pots that I use on my lips. Now these are a cheek product as well, but I don't use them on my cheeks because they tend to remain really tacky. Well, if we look at the overview of them, so they claim to be a unique sensorial texture which melts into the skin effortlessly with the tap of a finger or a lip brush, ideal for on-the-go use. So it can be laid on top of makeup or worn on bare skin for a no makeup look. And I get it. I think for a certain kind of person, they would be great. And if you like really kind of super glowy cheeks, which I'm very partial to, that's great. I just cannot wear anything on my cheeks that my hair is going to stick to. I cannot do it. I cannot do that. So I know that this is going to be that kind of formula. And I did see a quick review from someone on Instagram, and the Instagram account is Beauty by Banda. I will actually link his channel in the description box below. I don't know if he has a YouTube, but I only see him on Instagram. And I like his reviews because he's very positive, but he's very fair and very honest as well. And he said what I was predicting about this blush, and he said that it's really nice and it blends really nicely, but it does remain kind of tacky on the skin, and it's for him it wouldn't really be a go-to product, but there are obviously people who want that kind of finish and it's perfect for them. And I feel like I would fall into the category of not really appreciating that type of product on my cheeks. On the lips it would probably be beautiful, really nice, because as I said a couple of times this year, these Fui Jelly Pots I use on my lips. I don't use them on my cheeks. And I think that's how I would use the Mario. So I'm not even going to bother, unfortunately, picking that one up. So no, I'm saying no to a blush. Can you believe it? Are you proud of me? I'm proud of myself. What a great start to 2026. New me. It's a new me. So I think that's it. I think they are all of the products that I want to talk about at the moment. I'm sure that there are going to be a ton of new products on the way. And yes, I will spread them out evenly over the course of January. I feel like these products are, most of them look really, really good and really, really exciting. So do let me know, are any of these products piquing your interest or are you over them already? Let me know everything down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care and bye for now.